Russian troops Monday were holding the strategic Ukrainian city of Lysychansk after Ukraine's forces retreated in a major victory for Russia's campaign to seize the entire Donbas region of eastern Ukraine. With the war now well into its fifth month after Russia's invasion, February 24th, governments and organizations are gathering for a conference in Switzerland to launch a plan to rebuild the country, even as the conflict shows no sign of slowing down. The loss of Lysychansk over the weekend prompted Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky to step up calls for increased supply of weapons from the West. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese made a surprise visit to Ukraine Sunday, where he pledged about $70 million in additional aid for Ukraine. Phil Mercer reports from Sydney.
Anthony Albanese made a surprise visit to Ukraine Sunday after attending the NATO summit in Madrid. The Australian Prime Minister lit a candle for civilians buried in a mass grave in the town of Bucha, near the Ukrainian capital Kyiv, where Russian soldiers are accused of committing atrocities. He said Australia shared the community's desire to seek justice for the victims. Albanese also went to Irpin, another town scarred by war, where he spoke to reporters as he saw the devastation.
Here we have what's clearly a residential building. Another one just behind it, brutally assaulted. This is a war crime. It's devastating. These are livelihoods and indeed lives that have been lost.
Albanese also met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Phil Mercer for VOA News, Sydney.
The summer season in the United States has brought with it a surge in COVID-19 cases, but relatively fewer deaths compared to what the nation saw earlier in the pandemic. Associated Press correspondent Jennifer King reports.
COVID-19 is still killing hundreds of Americans every day, but it is not nearly as dangerous as it was last fall and winter. With more Americans shielded from severe illness through vaccination and infection, COVID-19 has transformed, for now at least, into an unpleasant, inconvenient nuisance for many. Dr. Dan Call, an infectious disease specialist at the University of Michigan Medical Center in Ann Arbor, says it feels cautiously good right now. For the first time that he can remember, they don't have any COVID-19 patients in the ICU. Ali Mokdad, a professor of health metric sciences at the University of Washington in Seattle, says it's going to be a good summer and we deserve this break. I'm Jennifer King.
In an exclusive interview with the Reuters news agency, Pope Francis said he hopes to be able to go to Moscow and Kyiv as soon as possible following a visit to Canada later this month. Speaking of the situation in Ukraine, Francis noted there have been contacts between Vatican Secretary of State Cardinal Petro Parolin and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov about a possible trip to Moscow. No pope has ever visited Moscow, and Francis has repeatedly condemned Russia's invasion of Ukraine. When the Vatican first asked about a trip several months ago, Francis said Moscow replied it was not the right time. But the Pope hinted that something may now have changed, and it's possible he would visit Moscow and Kyiv in the next several weeks. The Pope said he'd like to go to Russia to serve the cause of peace. The 85-year-old pontiff was to have left for the Democratic Republic of Congo and South Sudan Saturday, but was forced to cancel because of a knee injury. Doctors said he might also have to miss his upcoming trip to Canada unless he agreed to have 20 more days of therapy and rest his right knee. The Pope said he suffered a small fracture in the knee when he took a misstep while a ligament was inflamed. Russia's top government spokesman said Monday their government will not be sending kind words to mark the Independence Day holiday in the United States. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters congratulations can hardly be considered appropriate and cited what he called the unfriendly policies of the United States. The U.S. has opposed Russia's war in Ukraine, sending weapons and helping train Ukrainian forces while leading efforts to impose sanctions against Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin has congratulated previous U.S. leaders on the holiday, including former Presidents Donald Trump and Barack Obama. From his Twitter account, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky did share his wish of peace and prosperity to U.S. President Joe Biden and the people of the United States. Repeating this hour's top story, Russian troops Monday were holding the strategic city of Lysychansk after Ukraine's forces retreated in a major victory for Russia's campaign to seize the entire Donbas region of eastern Ukraine.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.